Abusenchao, mebato Farouk Wahaba akasa. Na sanse mo kan ye nsem bi abusia. Esiru keti akwedi kan akan enene Wahaba nso etimi abeto so. Ni nyina ne se the call for President Mahama to go for a third term. Akwaye nsem ye hangi wiem. In fact, omampani na nkasa edi kan akan bi se one had any interest will be pursue a third term. But then people within the NDC name komobini ne nam wiem se ombenya na nko term because obo adwuma in a whole lot ama sisi ene ukasa ekura de bi mu great me akopi mu court already a on person mo interpretation because there's a whole lot of technicalities a ebi no person o mo apply which is o mo push for the third term senka President Mahama nsanko no because ebi mu kire se the first one oba which is the first ever obey president in the complete president Atamils the late ne de na ono ankasa call ne one term na later President Akuffo nso be she mfimfin ho and President Mahama assigns Wahaba. So the second term and asking the two terms now are calling consecutive, which is one technicality a woman a person musiki a clear and consecutive in you say be first 4 years and another 4 years but so obi be cheap more. So it's not consecutive there say a boom feel say Mcbrown ye betimia twist na switch a whole lot. And no and common ebusien Farouk Wahaba it meche say per observation any experience any nisuye huna wenye muno unto President Mahama for ese onko for a third term and according to Farouk Wahaba no obi biara wo push for President Mahama third term agenda bia no eye wo mo a enye so mo pe President Mahama asem ebroso and enye so mo pe man Ghana yi eye selfish agenda selfish interest bi e de nipa bi push nti a ebe mo timi push se President Mahama enko for the third term so that they will stand to benefit more. Na se President Mahama anhwe no eti wo no kwa is a trap and almost set yama no.
The president, his interview granted in Singapore.
That's because he's only interested.
Yes. And I was very happy he said that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a commitment. It's a commitment. He didn't speak in the sky.
And he won't mean changing
now.
He's a human being. He's a Ghanaian. He's African.
That's right.
Yeah.
I'll come from a different angle.
Anyways.
Your constitution like our laws.
Mm-hmm.
Laws are the Supreme Court of Justices, Appeal Court, High Court, Lower Courts, Districts, etc., Tribunals. Nanausu is too much of indefinites. And you think a case back kokota, yetimi ko adjournment, process, review, 20. And to smart lawyer, case back betimedin 15 years. And then a land case, it 30 years. Is the process of filing this, filing that. Indeed, those who have even examined, those who have written, took part in that constitution of 1992. No, Omukra no conform bejina Omia Fifa within even the same party at the time, which is NDC government. No, ebi kura so omo diverge views. Ebi mun said omo ti ase different. 2 years before His Excellency President Rawlings Sebewu. I can show it on my phone. I had a visit to him, a call, courtesy call to him. We sat down for almost 3 hours. We talked. He told me, and on quote, if he knew, say Nebaya and Constitution was signing. Why? Because he didn't understand. He said 2 years, 2 terms, 8 years, he cannot come back. Also, the only person I trusted at the time within my government was D.F. Annan. This is Jerry. And I think there's a story about I know the home come our catch in the panel because more even a video of it. Dear Fanan Robusa and say, have you read through? Because he was part of the person. Yes, I have. Mm-hmm. Have you read through? I say, yes, I have. Mr. Annan, I'm asking the last time.
What can you
have you read through? I say, yes. We have sanitized everything.
Wow.
I don't know. Can say I'll sign with my blood.
Oh.
And Mr. Dear Fanan no can say Asempa and or J pen. And was signing and on by year public and was signing bill. It's BF9.
So signing 1992 constitution. Now the late Jerry Rawlings.
No him say
okro.
Him say 8 years. No him say maybe. No him say after the 2 terms no. It will be like there's some other countries no betima saba. And the China obe who said no 2 consecutive terms. Or 2 tenure at a go. And I said 1 in, step in, 1 out later. Now 8, He didn't understand that it was the only 8 years, either continuous or or broken into 2. A confusion. In the time of President Kofi Once Obey agitated and very heated. I've been an constitution, I said, but now you're too late. Now, this is the case. His Excellency President Mahama, my very good brother, I would say, and I'm saying, sir, all since 1957, he's the first Ghana president. All those who came before him, they were Gold Coast born. So you can't the first Ghana president of this country is President Mahama. Do you understand me?
Ethiopia.
And in his own words, when President Mills, if we are Settlement Park in 1 week, or say the burden on him is pleading and begging Ghanaians to help him carry the load into the another. And then he understands and acknowledges the speech in the hall. So, not the first Ghana president. All those before him were from Gold Coast. So, if anybody understands Ghana issue, it is him. Now, let's look at the country. Nobody had been lucky and close to the lack of President Mahama. Looking at from his administrative rise up, from where he came from. Assemblyman, party this, party that, secretary from his region, Sabe minister, that is secretary. Wako communication secretary da, waye deputy secretary da, wabe vice president da, waba president by part 1, waba onwa president part 2, wasaba president part 3. So technically, even after so continue His Excellency Prof Mills, Nyame fa ne krensi no, obeye 6 months bi oho as an independent president, sworn in with an oath. Into a deep president cry even 3. Now, he is a man who understands calmly constitution or calmly politics. And for sure, whether he performs good or not to some extent, the calm nature makes him adorable and Ghanaians like him.
Sure.
And we, some of us, will like him.
Now,
it does not. It does, of course. Some of them, of course, maybe than a populist game. Sometimes we'll play games. But then, of course, reality is that he's calm. What I say?
Yeah.
He could be a bad boy sometimes, but he's calm. On your rough politician. Let me quote it.
Mahama, rough politician.
No. On your rough. No. Your politicians they are very mean. He's not. But he's a guy. Sometimes, say, we playing actually, but quiet, like a Maradona. What do I say? Now, the reality here is that
Ethiopia, Faru.
And he came to meet a constitution, which he understood. Because I'm making such a remark, say, the next 4 years now, say. Please, from me, you ask of my opinion, no opinion of Ghanaians.
Yes.
I will strongly advise, advocate, and suggest that the president should not follow all those who are pushing him into the trap. Because good number of them woman kasa political agenda.
And a personal interest.
Personal interest is a political agenda.
Yeah.
Because on the flip side of the reverse entry, during the time of His Excellency Nana Addo Akufo, Onya Kwaku first term, Onya Kwaku in the second term. What are we talking about here? And Nana Addo second term no. Oh baby, 6 years we no. And was started the agenda. Though we had a hang parliament with 1 vote, and Obama started propagating the agenda of continuity of the third term. His Excellency President Mahama was in opposition at the time.
Yeah.
Would he have agreed?
No.
Would the NDC agree?
No.
Are you getting me?
Never.
Am I making sense?
Very.
So if that is the case, sir, every generation must be made to solve their own problems. Whether constitutionally, there are technicalities, and indeed, when you delve deep into that constitutional, Ubenya, anything say it is not straightforward. Otimiko, your constitution and your papa, sir, with there's definitely subjective and objectivity with the deadlines.
Gambia for a trouble, right?
Yes.
Gambia for a trouble.
Yes.
So they have MPP or Gambia. And a UDP, right?
Yes.
Or Gambia.
Yes.
Who are interested?
Okay.
Because with him, I was doing something. I made say, hey, and Kofi ba Faruko be consultation of Faruko. I will more ba or more to come in December.
Okay. So I don't know where
Ghana.
you got your information from. But then opposition leader is called Mr. Fal. That is me and his communication, including this morning. You can call and interview him.
Okay, so this is an opposition leader.
Yeah, Fal. He was a UN International Court of Justice homo prosecutor. And then now my friend who has also...
we have an interview, Ahmed. We work on
and
that.
then one of my best friend who stood against Yaya Jammeh, who stood against Barrow. He has disgraced me, I'll call it, and he has disappointed me, I'll call it, because Mama Kande was the leading opposition who's supposed to ideally joining Mr. Fal, now come to Adama Barrow, who had done 2 terms, 10 years. Adama Barrow are changing constitution, got 3rd term, which are Emra na Yaya Jammeh or that was the problem. Indeed, Gambia elections or Gambia politicians, I'm too much deep-necked. And I've shown you, Mr. Fal.
Yeah, I've seen the chat.
Mr. Fal, you can check yesterday. We are doing some things with him. I've taken him to His Excellency former President of Nigeria, Babangida, for advice. We do a lot of things. Before, it was his opposition friend, Mama Kande. You can Google Mama Kande. I have Mama Kandes also. And they all chat. We chat. We are very good friends. Yes, they are going into elections. But Africa as it is. It's sad. Adama Barrow came from the back. Nanka Onye coalition and choosing as an independent person and in politics. Unfortunately, when he came into power, he's the sleeping president of
100.9
100.9 Mene Kofi bi okroma kra kɔ no hoda. Obaba no ne inner office at the palace no. No she pajamas as 11:30 a.m. no wada.
Ayo besra wa Ghana.
Adama Barrow ma had be Mama candidate. I have a proof East Legon they know some hotel be amba order. And Mr. Fal so or baby order. Either file or then again Mama Kande is going for presidential vice president to Adama Barrow. Indeed, no nanke the lead no opposition leader. Africans came to us switch camp, but I'm still with Mr. Fal. Hopefully, Fal never president of the Republic of Senegal come 5th December.
Very well. Okay, and then maybe on phone one day. Nobody who come.
Now be ready. Be afraid. Remember, even Barrow. Remember on in Akasa.
Matime dasepa. Sa 30 minutes okay. Yeah, Ghana is the gateway to Africa. Still, do you believe in that?
No, Ghana is not a gateway. Sir, gateway no, Adom the confuse here. Gateway, they were talking about from the Atlantic entry. The Atlantic entry, countries over Atlantic, St. Anthony Munina or gateway no so. Atlantic entry from the Caribbean and from the American side, the gateway to Africa. No. How can somebody say gateway to Africa? What about the Eastern Horn, Eritrea, Djibouti? What about those in Madagascar in the Indian Ocean? And see, if I zoom in, the gateway means of Europe nearby there. Then the African
they understand of gateway na your mokanisale is Ghana is Omanya ba independent
it is also not true.
Africans
we are talking about sub-Saharan fine, but it's also not true. The champions Botswana is ahead
but
of Ghana.
But after exactly. Fighting for them
sub-Saharan
to get it. Yes.
Ghana leads, as I said, Switzerland of Africa. Pushing the agenda for all of them.
Yes.
In Makasa, Ghana, your independence in the setting the tone of the countries in the West, in the West of Africa, 19 countries at the time. Omunina force DG independent out of anger. French Fonuma independent. 11 countries out of anger. Not that they wanted to. Ghana the pressure and buy and or Nigeria Nigeria 3 years after Ghana no. The same 1960 no. Na Ghana ni Nigeria, Oma unified no mo push agenda, and then ma French for bufuye, and to Oma Togo independence, 2 months, and Oma Benin, 3 days, and Oma your friend is a Burkina, Mali mun no kikabum 2 3 4 4 days out of anger. O you no ja West Africa man say mundi Ghana for chimuni mon kwasasem, including Cote d'Ivoire, and no call Central African Republic. And na English for so di the end my no, or the my 3 countries 4. Gambia, Sierra Leone, Ghana, Nigeria. And also bufuye, and call baby to them no fancy no office woman in tier, and call East Africa. Into any French for the Kabum say, yeah, for East Africa as English provinces, as English colonies. Mamo Maho, and a French for say, Mamo Sumo Central Africa. How you see, say, Central African Republics, English Fancy Ho. And it's the same thing you saw, say, East African Republics, you know, French for English for so French for so alcohol. So gateway that was to me arguable because I know African continent.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, very.
Including the country St. Antonia. Still I know. Me nim said there's a West African country, St. Anthony, also a West African region. Betty Farman I outcast on Johnny Bibia. Down there in the ocean of Angola.
Oh.
Or no, closer to even Brazil. It is all can gateway from the Atlantic Ocean there. Then the gateway entry tip, Dakar is not Accra because Dakar is closer to Brazil.
Na nka many would need some komowi because many what the komowi say pen. Obisi fantastic interview because you could where's Governor? Please let Farouk talk about Ghana Airways. You call commercial break here. And me who say, and I'm okay. Let me use you a decacra. Meaning, say, and Kagana wahu, ye bo, ye breya, ye bo, ye breya pa, and kaya developing kaya koyenim. But there was a time, now, apart from Ghana Airways, Ghana Airline, anka, ye one international airline. Yes, our Black Star Line, ya wear your ship, Anna. And ye exporting normal cocoa timber. And when I saw the ship, I said, wow, fantastic.
Back then,
those days,
over 40 years ago.
And then we can boast of national airline. We can boast of this.
Yeni canoe creation say Ghana Blaster like canoe.
So where are we going? Your direction, your day.
Yeni direction.
And we have fantastic airport. Over Africa, say airport, you bet me I can say
it's one of the biggest hub of West Africa. Nigeria Murtala Airport is only in terms of the number per Nigerian population, average score. But international flights are 2 there. Ghana is the top on the whole of West Africa.
International flight?
Yes.
A2
free
across the West Africa?
Yes, of course.
Ghana.
Any flight to be a local Lagos.
Hey.
Flight to do not say the bit in Sierra Leone international flights from Air Brazils and Kenya Airways, the flights issue in New Year. Gambia, how many flights issue? Virtually none.